Welcome to our third installment of the Policy Sessions with Andrew Levi. If you're a citizen today, there's a chance that in your normal day to day lived experience, you can't sense economic progress or economic development. If you're a policy shaper, a policy thinker, you may be groping through the dark trying to figure out the right policy direction by which to foster and generate the economic momentum that your country needs. Now, today we'll be looking at something that I'm calling policy posture or policy approach. Listen to this. So, Professor Karthik Ramana of Oxford University refers to something called the age of chaos. He says that right now, the world that we're living in is characterized and typified by a tumultuous environment that we're in. For some, it's wars. For others, it's policy instability. In other cases, it's unpredictable tariffs and serious increments in that respect. In the military context, they've been using the phrase VUCA, which means volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And they've used that to essentially characterize this environment that we're in. In Oxford, the term they use is tuna. Tuna refers to turbulence, uncertainty, novelty, and ambiguity. Or you could use the term BANI, and BANI refers to a global context that is brittle, that is anxious and non-linear, as well as inconsistent. And finally, some people have used the phrase rupt, which is a global ecosystem that's characterized by things happening rapidly, unpredictably, paradoxically, and also in a manner that seems very, very tangled. I put it to you that this is the new normal. This is not a situation that's brought about by specific leaders, but this is a situation that is going to last a long time and is brought about by the confluence of the leaders who are there and the context in which we find ourselves. So, this being a new normal, Professor Thomas Hale, also at Oxford University, refers to the fact that we are now faced with, today, we are faced with long problems. Problems like climate change, problems like debt management. These are not problems that can simply be overcome in a single election cycle, or even two. A lot of these problems require multiple and transcend multiple election cycles, 30 years and beyond. So, what is the solution in my perspective? In my perspective, the right policy posture is a bifocal policy posture. What does this mean? It means to have essentially two different lenses. One lens, which means that policy thinkers hold up a telescope, and that means to look at distant problems as if they were close. At the same time, they need to hold up a microscope, and that microscope helps them look at very, very close and proximal problems with clarity and precision as to the challenges and opportunities that obtain. What I'm saying is that, to use a football analogy, you need policy thinkers who can lead both with the left foot and the right foot on a football pitch. In other words, we need policy leaders who are ambidextrous, right-handed and left-handed at the same time. So, today's challenges are simply too complicated and too complex for oversimplification, for simply peering at these problems through purely political prisms. That is not going to get us any further. So I challenge us today, I challenge policy shapers as well as citizens to engage in this exercise of trying to become a lot more ambidextrous in their policy thinking. We need policy shapers and thinkers who embody these four C's, who are competent insofar as I've mentioned, being bifocal in their thinking and application, who are courageous, able to seize the moment and act boldly, who are compassionate, who look at equity concerns both in the short term and the long term. And finally, who are committed to help us navigate through this age of chaos, which is now our new normal in the meantime. So, that is my thinking for today. I'd like you to remember the 4 C's, and I'd like you to remember the importance of this bifocal, ambidextrous policy posture that I think we need going forward. Thank you very much. My name is Andrew Levi, and see you in the next installment.